You know what really, really broke my immersion was this. Rayner being hugged by, like, hugging. Oh, like, what was this? Guys, what was this? This of all the things, this broke my immersion because I was like, what is my Krabby XO doing hugging Owo? Hey there everyone, Bodhi here, and I am back in Singapore with all of my equipment. If you don't know or haven't been following me, I have been in China for the past 3 weeks. So I have not had my equipment, the mic, the computer, the green screen, all these things. I did not have them, but I'm back. And so hopefully the content is back also. I did post a question on my community tab about what content I was going to be doing past Drag Race. Star Trek Discovery was one of them. And actually, not a lot said yes to Star Trek Discovery. Like, literally just 11% said yes to Star Trek Discovery. But I just finished the finale and I have to rant a little bit about it. This is not going to be a reaction video. It's literally going to be me vomiting out my thoughts, and it's a bit delayed because it's I guess 3 weeks delayed now, 1 to 3 weeks delayed. And in general, my reactions to Star Trek Discovery have not been at all good. No one has been watching them, which is also a bit surprising because I have had a Star Trek audience and not a lot of people watch the reaction vid for Discovery specifically. But maybe we'll also get into that because I've got some opinions. Before anything else, I will call out also, right? Because there is a certain segment of the fandom who are just fucking racists or people who are just not into woke stuff. I'm calling you people out too. Like, there are reasons to not like Discovery. Yes. The writing, sure. The characterization, sure. But some people don't like it just because Michael's black or a woman or it's woke. I have to say that again and again because there are people who are like that in the fandom. And I know that this type of video is going to make them swarm, right? It's going to make you come in. And there is like legitimate reasons to talk about Discovery. And we need, and to the Discovery defenders, we need to be able to talk about this or else we're not going to be able to get past it. Like, there are things that we can improve on. Everyone is entitled their own opinion for Star Trek. And for people who have been following me, Discovery is not my favorite. Actually, we could say that Discovery is my least favorite of all of Trek. But I'd like to think that I don't like it because of a matter of taste. And I know it's kind of sad that I have to preface with an announcement, but that's the world that we're living in. Anyway, let's get into what I thought about the finale and Discovery in general, because it is the end of Star Trek Discovery. And while there were some good stuff, I do think the bad stuff outweighed the good stuff. If you like Discovery, great. But there are some things about Discovery that really just distract me. So maybe just starting with my likes of the finale. I thought the first half of the finale, episode 10, Life Itself, was actually pretty good. It was like the best of season 5. Like, we got the action, the special effects, science, mystery solving, all the things that Discovery excelled at, and very Trek stuff. That was all so great. I loved the first half. Like, I thought the interior of the artifact, are we calling it the artifact, the progenitor mind space portal thing, I thought that was really, it was really pretty. I loved the fight scenes. Actually, I did find it a bit corny that we had all these slow-mo things, but I do love the effect. I love the fighting. And I actually liked how Mol ended up trusting Michael in the end. Like, they kept fighting, and then finally Michael goes, "Can you just stop it? Can you just trust me? Not the Federation. Trust me, Michael Burnham, that I am gonna do everything I can to do right for Locke and Mol." Like, to me, that was very believable. And then so we have Michael in that part. I also like Book and Culber. I mean, in general, I'm super annoyed with the presence of Book, but I do like that there is a friendship between Culber and Book. And the crew under Rayner, I really like how they were starting to form like as a real crew. And I liked how Rayner started interacting with them. So that was nice. Like, All three parts worked well. And last but not least, Action fucking Saru. Action Saru was wow. I mean, my panties dropped because that was amazing. I liked where he goes, I am a predator and I have been studying Prey Like You. And I know now that your weakness is blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to hunt you down or something. Like, look into my eyes. Like, oh my god, that is fucking Action Saru. That was amazing. I love it. And I love how that showed the growth of Saru all of these years. And finally, jumping a bit here, I love the new uniforms in the future, right? In the far future where we meet Leto, the son of Book and Michael. Dope. I love it. I love this uniform, the command uniform. Amazing. They should have had this one instead of the very formal uniform that they've been having. And I love the Admiral uniform. Monster Maroons are back. But these ones I love because I'm a uniform slut. I love uniforms. And I hope that they use this in Starfleet. Star Trek Academy, is it? I don't know. But these were nice. And they've got the pips back. They've got the pips back. You can see the captain here. And then the Admiral has two bits of 4. Anyway, that's me because I love uniforms, but whatever. I also liked Book and Michael as old Book and Michael. Like I hated Book most times, but the chemistry between these two characters was just so obvious. So like, okay, give it that. And it really felt like a lived-in relationship in the future. So sure, props to that. And those were what I liked about the finale. So let's begin with what is nagging me about the finale. And maybe just like some small niggling pieces first, right? Because I just have to get it out of my head first. The first one was, why did Mol suddenly turn on the Breen in the artifact? Wasn't she the one who was telling the Breen to get in and like, oh, I'm the wife of your Primarch, so Scion, whatever, so follow me. And then when we get in, it seems that she bashed in the first Breen soldier and then she shot the other Breen before the one that was gonna attack Michael. Like, when did that happen? Why is that happening? I don't understand. Did I miss something? And then the other thing, I mean, in general, I have not liked Mol and Lak in general. Like, to me, I just find it so distracting. Like, the whole episode 5 to me, which was like the whole backstory of Mol and Lak, was like, why do we need to know this? Why do I want to know about this? And I think this is like my thing about Discovery. It's as if they are pushing these things that they think that we should care about when we don't care about them. I care about Michael, yes. I care about the crew. I care about Saru. I care about Tilly. I care about Rayner. I love that crabby XO. But I don't care about anyone else. And I don't want to care about Mol and Lak. So Mol in general has been irrational and not logical at all. Because they really played up to the whole, oh, we're windswept lovers. I'll do anything for him, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, oh, okay, whatever. She's irrational because she's in love. So she'll do whatever she wants. Damn logic to hell. So that's the Mol piece. And I said it already, I liked that she gave up on fighting because she trusted Michael. But anyway, she got too impatient. So she knocked Michael out because of Book suddenly calling, oh, Michael, where are you? Bang. And then we get to the end of that piece, which was where Michael starts talking to the Progenitor. And what I thought was that this was like a precursor to Michael being a guardian of the whole technology. Like maybe she was going to come back for training or something. But no, what she ends up doing with the Progenitor check is just throwing it into the event horizon. Like, the whole point of this entire Red Directive was to get the Progenitor tech. And so we all know, like the audience knows, she knows, it's all about the power of creation. it's not as if that changed. It was still the fucking power of creation. But she then decides, no, no one's gonna have it. Let's just let it go. Like, th- what was the change between before and after she talked to the progenitor? Like, what changed? Why are we suddenly getting rid of it? Or at least try to study as much as you could before letting it go. Like, this is the power of creation. And I get that, like, she's saying that it can't be with just one individual, whatever. But they literally just threw a bunch of people into the galactic edge. Like, they basically voyagered a massive bunch of Breen. And then in the end, they're not gonna, like, imagine what the Breen are thinking. They're like, what was all of this for? I don't know. I just felt like wasn't that the whole point of the whole season? But those were just my niggling. Those were the niggling rants. Because finally we get to the whole point of, like, this is the finale. This is the last episode of Discovery in general, right? And so once the first half ended, the mission ended, Saru gets married, and then suddenly we have like 25 minutes more, and then we flash forward to Michael in the future, right? She's old, Book's old. We get to see their son, and I liked that part, right? It's like, oh, okay, we're in the future. Maybe we're gonna get to see like all of the impact that's happened because of Discovery. But no, for some reason, it's just about Michael. And I like this was always the problem, because it kept focusing on Michael. There was nothing about the rest of the crew. For some reason, it's Michael and Book, because he's the lover of Michael. That's the only reason why Book is there. But how about the rest of the crew? I thought we were gonna at least see Tilly, Saru. Like, there's nothing about anyone else. And to top it all off, like, the final scene was about Michael going to Starfleet HQ for one final mission. And okay, this is like my biggest thing. Her final mission was to go to Discovery, newly retrofitted whatever, and then to park Zora somewhere. And to anyone else who probably like did not get the reference, this was the Calypso short trek reference, right? Because in Calypso, Zora has been waiting for 1,000 years before that guy Kraft is rescued. And for some reason, that was the mission. The mission from Michael was, hey Zora, I'm gonna park you for an indefinite period. She doesn't know how long, but she knows that it's longer than her lifetime. And it's a classified mission, and it's something about Kraft. What? I'm so speechless. Because if anyone remembers the fucking Calypso short trek, Zora was literally like, she was so lonely. And she rescues Kraft and then rehabilitates Kraft, and then Kraft leaves her anyway. After 1,000 years, she is left again, while Zora is imagining this fantasy where she had danced with him, and then what? This is fucking inhumane. And a lot of people have commented on the same thing, and I agree. There are so many instances of AI in Star Trek that have gone insane for fucking less. Voyager was a fucking space probe that went back to Earth to destroy it. Like, what was the plan here? Also, like, we don't even know like what Kraft was for in the end. Like, what the hell? Because, and I was ranting about this with several friends. Maybe I'm gonna invite, Jenny, Lesbian Early, Anima from my Trek friends. But the last canon thing that we know that Michael Burnham did was leave Zora, her friend, part of the crew, someone who we spent so much time defending her sentience. And her last canon act was to leave her behind for 1,000 years for some vague mission, for a red directive that Michael Burnham, in the finale, herself had disobeyed the Red Directive. She had disobeyed getting the progenitor tech. And then for some reason, Admiral Burnham in the future has another Red Directive where she leaves her friend for 1,000 years. Granted, she didn't know it was going to be 1,000 years, but she said it's going to be more than her lifetime. What were the writers thinking? Seriously, I'm really emotional about this because what the hell? So combined with the whole fact that we don't have anything from the crew, and then this weird thing, like, we could have left Calypso alone, guys. We could have, like, just thought that it was an alternate timeline. That was written back before they even thought about flinging Disco into the future. Like, that was written so... Why did we need to connect that timeline? It's not as if Discovery has been so into continuity. We have broken continuity in so many ways, and then for some reason, we try to tie continuity with this. Guys. And again, and this is a Discovery problem. Why have we not seen any of the crew in the future? Like, why didn't we just have a reunion of the crew in the future instead of this final mission? Like, why couldn't it have been like a final mission of like getting together the old Disco crew? Like, that was so weird. And then the weird transition where suddenly she was sitting on the chair and then she hears Saru, and then it's back into the past where it's the bridge crew all hugging each other. Like, that was the farewell for them. But like, why? Like, what was that? Like, I find it so funny that we even had like all of the old bridge crew. Like, I remember, like, I don't even know their names, right? The black guy who left. And you know what really, really broke my immersion was this. Rayner being hugged by, like, hugging. Oh, like, what was this? Guys, what was this? This of all the things, this broke my immersion because I was like, what is my Krabby XO doing hugging Oo? Like, what is this? And because this scene apparently, I guess, just happened like after the whole mission, and for some reason they were all there, even the older black guy and Oo and Detmer and whoever. I'm confused. Oh my god. Okay, wait. I'm so riled up. But yeah, so that was my thoughts on the finale. I mean, for the season itself, there are good things, there are bad things. The bad things to me is just the fact that it's just so contrived that it's been 1,000 years and they think that the puzzle stuff continues to all still be there. The biggest thing for me is the Janal thing, because the Janal thing is like they literally hid it under a rock for 1,000 years. Like, no one would have like terraformed, like changed anything. I don't know, man. So let's chalk that up to like some sci-fi shit. But seriously, 1,000 years, 50 years, 10 years, something would have changed already. And the whole ISS Enterprise in a collapsing wormhole, like, those things are unstable. Never mind. I'm not gonna nitpick. Also, one more thing. Like, why are all the shuttles it's very Orville-esque. I'm sorry, it's very Orville-esque, especially with the shiny thing at the back. Like, what? Why? But this was not my favorite season. And the finale, it was really pulled down by the last part. We could have cut it. We could have cut it with just Book and Michael looking into the distance, or maybe even just saying hello to the sun, like that. We could have stopped there, but no, we had to. The Zora thing is unforgivable to me. Anyway, if you survived until here, what did you think? Comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Please like and subscribe. Join my Discord, support me on Patreon. And I'll see you for Star Trek Prodigy. Somebody's opinion.